Okay, so we are back in open meeting at this time. The Board of Trustees reorganization. So how should I best handle this, Mr. Craver?
If you'd like, I will make a motion to...
Certainly.
I make a motion to nominate Kate Horn as the chair of the Library Trustees.
Happily second.
Okay, and the next thing you'd ask yourself, I guess, is will you accept the nomination?
Ms. Horn, will you accept it? Why, yes, I will. Thank you. This is why we like to come, because we do have a good time laughing together. I will gladly accept it. Thank you, Ms. Korch. I appreciate that.
So I don't know if we need roll call, but it's probably not a bad idea for us to do roll call anyway.
Richard Clark, aye.
Okay,
Pat
Ben-
Korch.
okay.
Pat Korch, aye.
Ben Craver abstain.
excellent.
Jean Tilly, aye.
Excellent. And Kate Horn, aye. So, yes, we will
Congratulations.
move forward. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and
Thank you, Kate.
I live to serve. Is that the right
And-
thing?
Yeah. I make a motion to nominate Ben as vice chair, Ben Craver as vice chair.
Happily
Library
second.
trustee. Second, okay.
Excellent. So Ms. Korch has moved, and Mr. Clark has happily seconded. Mr. Craver, how do you feel about this, sir?
Gladly accept.
I'm so glad. That's wonderful to hear. I will do a roll call as far as acceptance on that said nomination. Mr. Clark?
Aye.
Wonderful. Mr. Craver?
Abstain.
Wonderful. Ms. Korch?
Pat Korch, aye.
Excellent.
Jean
Ms.
Tilly, aye.
Excellent. And Kate Horn? Aye. Congratulations,
Why,
sir.
thank you.
You are quite welcome. You seem to be on a roll, Ms. Korch. Would you like to continue said
I would
roll?
love to, I would love to.
This one more so?
Especially,
Yeah, really.
I would like to nominate Jean Tilly as secretary of the Library Board of Trustees. Will you
Won-
accept the nomination?
I accept the nomination.
Second.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ms. Jean. Let's do a roll call on this one. Mr. Craver? I'm sorry, Mr. Clark.
Aye.
Mr. Craver.
Abstain.
Excellent. Ms. Korch?
Korch, aye.
Wonderful.
Jean Tilly, aye.
Excellent. And Kate Horn? Aye. Congratulations, and
Thank
thank you so
you.
much, Jean. We appreciate your willingness to serve as well.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
You are quite welcome. Anybody else I need to? Hush button. All right, so that gets us down to our next hit parade. It will be the director's report. Please, Ms.
Up to
Nicole.
you, my dear.
All right, so lots of meetings in June. Department head meeting on the 3rd. I had the user council meeting with CW Mars on the 10th of June. It's state report time already, believe it or not. So we had our ARIS training, which is our annual report information survey, which we need to complete in order to get our state aid for the libraries. I actually started the ARIS report yesterday.
Many changes?
They actually condensed the report. It's supposed to be easier to use, and they're not collecting quite as much data. But I think it's gonna be pretty smooth. So yeah, and it was fun to start looking at the year-end statistics. We have some really good news this year, which we won't talk about tonight. That's for next month.
Okay.
Jeannie from the Friends, the president of the Friends, and I went to the Strawberry Fest on the 19th. That was a lot of fun. It was very, very hot, but it was a lot of fun.
The line was incredible.
It really, it was incredible. It was incredible. I can't believe how much strawberry.
Line for strawberries or line for library visitors?
Both, I mean.
Both really.
Hopefully for both, but I think the more obvious one was to get the strawberry shortcake.
Okay.
Hundreds of people. It was crazy.
When I came home from work, they were just starting to turn away. Like people were just starting to,
I
yes.
couldn't believe they were doing the roads.
Oh, the timing. Yeah, the timing of road work in Dudley with the Strawberry Festival was like, okay,
Well, it didn't keep people away from what I
No.
could see.
No, it did
I got
not.
mine delivered.
Oh, me.
Preferential treatment.
Wow.
I babysat the dog and I got the strawberry shortcake.
Worked that way.
Tit for tat. Excellent.
This month I assigned Novelist Plus training for the whole staff. It is a great online product that helps patrons and staff find reading suggestions through the library. It's very cool. They added a lot of features this year. You can drill down searches as far as you've always been able to say, oh, I only want to read books by male authors. But now you can say, I only want to read books by female authors, but I don't want a lot of text text in it, a lot of conversation. Like, it's crazy what they're able to drill
So
down.
this is an app that we're learning to use.
It's actually, it's not an app, well, it is an application, but it's on the website. It comes with our CW Mars membership. It's called Novelist Plus. So if you aren't comfortable talking to a librarian for a reader's advisory, a suggestion, a book suggestion, you can use this platform on our website. It's really amazing. And it'll tell you, like, say you like to read Danielle Steele, but you've read everything by her. So it'll give you read-alikes, but it'll tell you why it's a read-alike. It won't just say, oh, it's a romance. It'll say, its character development is very similar to this book. It really takes a deep dive.
That's great.
So
Yeah.
our staff knows all of this, and they will offer it, and we'll either do it outright if somebody comes up to them, but we'll say, hey, you can use this at home, right? 'Cause anybody will be able to get into it?
So there's two different links on our website. One of
Yeah.
them is for in-library use.
Yeah.
And then one of them is for at-home use.
Cool.
So we collect the statistics for the in-library use, and then we report it back to the state. That's why there's two different links. But it's a great platform. It's a lot of fun to use. So the staff was required to take that training this month. So that was a lot of fun. We're going to probably start doing a lot more of that, director picking specific things for each staff member to work on moving forward. I think they like that. I think they prefer it. Sometimes it's hard to figure out, where your own
Goals.
skills,
Yep.
need to be increased a little bit. So, but they're great. Summer reading kickoff was in June. We had, on the kickoff day, 84 adults, 99 children, and 24 teens sign up for summer reading. As of June 30th, we've had 256 adults, 208 kids have signed up. We don't count the teen sign-ups until the end of the summer because they spin a wheel, and we like to count unique teens, but at this point, the wheel has been spun 107 times, just between June 23rd and June 30th. So of course I had to go get the numbers today, even though we're technically in July. So we've had 331 adults, 287 kids, and 174 spins, and we're just ending, well, we're 2.5 weeks in, so.
Could I have those numbers again?
Absolutely. 331 adults, 287 kids, and 174 teen wheel spins.
If I may, how does
yeah.
that stack up against last
Last
year?
year.
Are we running about the same numbers?
Good question. So last year we had 938 participants in summer reading. This year we want to surpass that, obviously. We're definitely going to do it based on what we're seeing. Last year, by the end of summer reading, we had 450 adults. We have 331 now. We have people sign up all the way into the last week of August, or the last week of the program. 347 children last year. We've had 287 already. And teens, about 141 teens participated. And that's unique teens. So that'll be an interesting number. We're seeing the kids get younger and younger. They want to participate in the teen program. There's something that's exciting about being out, near the teen room. You feel very independent.
I'm going to ask you, Pat. This seems like a role reversal from years gone by.
Yes.
The kids always ran the program, and the adults were
Yes,
slower.
right, yeah.
But
I was
this-
surprised
I was
at the
surprised
adult
that I
numbers,
was
yeah,
glad you asked about the numbers
exactly.
again, because adults being higher than kids is unique for
Yeah,
our
it
library
is.
in the past.
It is very much so.
Which is neat.
Yeah, it's good.
The
I
numbers
think-
are great
yeah.
anyways.
I think a lot of it is staff just being, verbal with everybody that comes through the door and always asking during each transition, oh, remind me, have you signed up for summer reading? And we do it. And even the people that don't want to sign up end up signing up because we're so excited that they get excited. And then they see the prizes, and then they definitely
Oh,
want to
yeah,
participate.
it doesn't hurt that you have all the prizes right out there in the front.
Yeah.
Go put your ticket in.
Yeah, and those were 100% donated this year. Again, I'll have a final number for you at our next meeting for a dollar value.
Super.
Yep.
That's fantastic.
It really
And I would
is.
love to say that younger people totally are realizing the value of the library, hence it's transferring as they age.
Yeah.
That, in my mind, that's how I would
Yeah.
want to think about
Yeah.
it, because I just think that
For
that's,
me,
that's fabulous. Those numbers are unbelievable. Because it started what day?
June 23rd. So.
Yeah, we're not even a month
Yeah.
in.
And
Yeah, we were 7 days in, and we got these numbers.
Yeah.
Like, those are phenomenal.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been very busy, which is nice.
We had a child, I don't know if you saw that this morning, but there was a little boy who was just beyond upset that one of the prizes that's being offered, he couldn't take that home with him.
Oh,
put
yeah.
his ticket in there. He thought that was his. So if he doesn't win that thing, his mother was trying to explain to him, he still had a chance, but I don't think that wasn't
Yeah.
registering very
It's hard-
well.
it's hard to
Tears
figure
were,
out.
oh, it was. So if that happens to disappear someday, you'll.
Oh, we'll know where to
We have
look,
a
right?
Well, whose cape it went home under.
Facilities was pretty light for June. We had the fire extinguisher inspection. Those were fine. We didn't have a big bill this year because last year we replaced everything that needed to be replaced.
If I may, excuse me, I'm going
Yes.
to interrupt again.
Sure.
In regards to facilities, I remember that last meeting, we talked about the Crawford Corner, and I'm going to try to take that under the umbrella of facilities. And we talked about employing the town engineer in terms of a feasibility study. I think we need to vote on that in order to go forward with that. I know it was a discussion, and everybody's, I thought most of it were nodding accordingly, but I think it needed to be put forward as a motion, and we didn't do that. I would
Because that-
ask the chair's indulgence in making a motion at this point that we ask the town engineer, which would be Graves, his company, to take a look at that in terms of feasibility going forward.
Should we wait till subcommittee updates?
Would we be hiring him? Hiring them?
It would be just for the one task, if you want.
The feasibility, what will that entail?
Well, I think it would entail his looking at the plot plan and looking at the dimensional issues that are there. We know, for example, that a parking space has to be by town regs a certain dimension. So it's kind of a division, an arithmetic calculation to some extent. The other issue is the topography. If you look at it, it's raised, there's stones, a number of what you can see visibly, but I guess maybe somewhere along the way and looking at the plot plan, you can figure out what's underneath there.
Can they? That's
It
kind
might
of, that's
be.
where I was leading to. Can he tell us if there's bedrock really close?
Probably better than I could tell you.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's-
You know, at some
Those are all the
point.
different questions,
Yeah,
yeah.
and if you have to move a lot, you certainly don't want to get into blasting because you're right next door.
Too
to
many
Gonzalez,
houses.
you know,
Right.
So you don't want to get into that as an expense, if nothing else. And of course, the issue in terms of the neighbors not appreciating it. It's just a kind of a look-see, you know, a
okay.
ballpark is kind of an eyeball thing.
Do we have a guesstimate of what this
Yeah,
would
that's
cost
what
us?
That was gonna be my question.
Absolutely no idea.
Okay.
So you
do
want
that
an
first?
initial look,
Just the look, yeah.
so that they can say, this is not reasonable for this space, or this could be there for that.
Say that you can
Yeah.
get 5 parking spaces out of this, but it's gonna cost you X
Yeah.
thousands
Mhm.
of dollars
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do that. And then we would probably look at that and say, well,
That was
5 parking
silly, yeah.
spaces were
Not worth it.
They're
tens
not
of
right.
thousands of dollars, as the return isn't there. We might look for something or somewhere else in terms of, if we wanted to try to expand the parking.
So, and you're looking for a motion to allow you to speak with
Thinking
the,
that that would be the best way to handle it.
without any cost? Could-
Without-
Well, there may be.
We could,
Or see
ask-
what, yeah.
that,
Could we get
Yeah.
a cost
Yeah.
first?
okay, we'll approach it that way then. We'll table it for an hour and let it pass.
Put it
and
on the
We'll
next-
pick it up and try to get a number from it.
Yeah, I'd be
On the
okay
next
with that.
agenda, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, Richard, if you just
Good
kind of
idea.
reached out to see.
Reach out, see how much.
And see if they would give
what
us-
it would encompass, what
Well-
could he tell us?
Yep.
They'll
They-
charge
they
you
may
an
have-
hourly rate, or they have a
I
number
was
of
gonna say, they may
minutes.
have levels of what information they could provide too. as far
Okay,
as
in terms of
costs
how
go.
depth and how deep
Yeah.
we want.
Sure, yeah.
I'm
Not
If they
thinking
do any
we-
test borings, it's gonna cost more.
Right,
Well,
I would
type of deal,
understand
you
that,
know.
right.
I think we'd want just the, an eyeball kind of thing, an educated, not yes
Yeah.
necessarily,
Yeah.
but an educated and informed opinion or view of it.
Yeah.
Do you think grounds need to be involved, like the
The highway
parks? Or, like
We
the
don't really-
highway people, the highway department or anything?
Not
I
at this
don't-
point.
Not yet.
Okay.
One of the things that comes across, and it's at every selectmen's meeting, is the fact that the highway department is
Thinly stretched.
Stretch thin.
way understaffed. And
Okay.
I don't know that getting anything else on their table is gonna get, that may be a long time before they have a chance to even
Okay.
consider something
I
like
think
that.
we'd
don't know
run
who they have
plans by
qualified to
different
do it.
people
Mhm.
eventually, but at this point,
But
So let's see if it
Graves
makes sense.
is, I think Ms. Swim can attest, we've been dealing with them for a number of years at the planning board. They've looked at a lot of things for us in terms of some of the dimensional kinds of things, and, just the upland issue in terms of can you build on this property or not. They're well versed in that sort of, lands, I don't know,
Topography, yeah.
Because I
Good.
know
Topographical
Good.
issues.
we ran into some surprises with ledge, with building the library.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so I mean,
it's-
that's just it. We may find, it's like, okay, fine, just stay above grade. It's like, oh, we weren't planning on doing that,
Right.
but let's go for it. Do you need any vote at this point?
No,
You're just gonna go find
Work
information.
it around when we come back to it at some point, we may need to go. Yeah.
Thank you, Richard, for kind of spearheading
Apologize,
that.
I was just trying to, I recognized that we did have item number 6, and I did jump the gun, because I wanted to get it in
That's
before I
okay.
forgot it.
We can check it off the list now.
Yeah.
It's done.
The mind is a slippery thing.
Yeah.
All right, tell you.
Facility fire inspection was done for the building. That was completed on June 10th. Passed flying colors. We're good for the year. I did include our upcoming events. Again, we have that one-page flyer that's posted on social media. The best way that I can tell people to find out about programming, because we are adding things as we find holes in the calendar, is to go to our library website, crawfordlibrary.org, and look at the event calendar. It's got all the information on there. One event that I did want to point out for July is that we're having a teen book launch on July 31st at 6 p.m. That's a Thursday evening with a Dudley author who just graduated from Shepherd Hill. Her name is Maggie Montville, and she wrote this book called The Sideshow. So we're going to do a full book launch for her, and she will be selling copies of the books, but as every good library, we have available for you to borrow also. But it's a great opportunity to come and support our young authors. She'll be leaving for college in the fall, so we're going to have her in. And
Wow.
she started working on the sequel.
What's the number
so,
on the end there?
yeah.
About
That's
700?
prolific. Did you read, have you read it?
I'm working on it. She came in yesterday to see if it was on the shelf, and I said, it's not on the shelf because it's in my office, and I'm going to read it before your book launch. It's supposed to have a historical swing to it, so I'm really excited to
Oh,
read it. So
wow.
please come, invite your friends. It
Maggie
is up on-
Montville is an 18-year-old author, singer, and passionate actress. She loves theater, enjoys performing in shows when she is not locked away in a room in what she likes to call writing prison. Maggie plans to attend Worcester State University and double major in sociology and journalism, as well as get her master's in nonprofit management. She lives with her mother, father, and a geriatric dog. Lily in a small town in Massachusetts. In the future, Maggie wants to continue writing books and hopes to will stick around for the next one.
Oh, my
Cool
goodness.
beans, I'm so impressed.
That is
That's wonderful.
Is it
amazing.
Fiction or nonfiction, historical
It's
fiction?
historical fiction.
Annabelle Halston is a dreamer yearning to escape the monotony of her small town life. When a traveling circus arrives in her town, dazzling audiences with its outwardly performances, and seizes the opportunity to leave everything behind and join the show. And 3 more paragraphs.
Circus.
There you go.
That is
The
fascinating.
sideshow.
I am so impressed.
That's wild.
So impressed.
So that's open to the public. Everyone's welcome to come, encouraged to come, July 31st at 6 o'clock. And then, of course, check our website because there's a lot of fun things happening all summer long. Thursday evening is our 15-year birthday party. That's what we're telling the kids because we weren't, they're like, well, what do you mean? What's happening?
Good things.
Yes, good things. So that's this Thursday.
Excuse me.
The library traffic graph is completed for the year. Like we've talked about many times over the past 12 months, we've had to adjust how we're keeping track of people. It's people through the actual front doors now. So year over year, we're up 17.3%. So we've had about 47,227 visits to the library in FY25.
Great. Do you count toddlers?
We count everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. We, as much as the people counter can get them. I mean, it's not a perfect science, but it's definitely better than the gates not, half the gate not working, or the gate double counting, or this is we're getting better information now. I feel so.
It's wonderful.
Circulation statistics for June were excellent. Adult items are up 10%, children's up 25%, for a total of a 14.6% increase. Ignore that May heading there. I didn't change that, I apologize. Digital items are up almost 11%, giving us an increase for year over year, June, 13.7%. So I was really excited. The only statistic that I'm going to share with you for year end, because I was really excited to see it, is, you know, I have
so bad.
I know, I can't help myself. I do a graph and I get excited. I'm always looking at like the overdrive statistics, which are ebooks, e-audio, e-magazine, cost per circ, and subscriptions. And like one of the big pieces is the magazines, like the periodicals are declining, but e-magazines are increasing. So I don't know if you've used them on Libby, but they're amazing, so you should try it. So I always look at Sturbridge, Charlton, Dudley, Oxford, Leicester, Southbridge, Webster, and Spencer, because those are our surrounding libraries. This is the new order as of the end of FY24 for digital stats. Sturbridge, Charlton, Dudley. So, yeah. So we've had more circulation than Oxford, Leicester, Southbridge, Webster, and Spencer. So we're pretty excited about that. So I showed the staff today because last year it was not a joke, but like I would put up our trend and they would be like, oh, we're not doing really well, we must not be serving people like what they want. So it's exciting for them to see that we're trending in a good way too.
Yeah.
But
Fabulous.
yeah,
I love that they care so much.
they do. They're
they
very
do.
competitive
Very
and excitable. So
Wonder where they
I
got
know
that.
you can't imagine which staff member particularly is a little competitive, but
Guess.
but yeah, she just loves it. She just loves it. They all do, though. It's great. We had 46 programs in June, 701 participants. We spent $1,700. That works out to $2.49 per participant. We're still offering adult puzzles, coloring, family trivia, seek and find, and then we actually put a paint by numbers, a really advanced paint by numbers in the teen room. You just stop in and see what an amazing job the teens are doing. Every time I walk by, somebody's working on it, and it's beautiful. It's very cool. Somebody donated it. One of the staff members donated it, and they're having a great time.
Cool.
I have to say that I am loving the 65 people coming to get moving with Mr. Davis.
It was a zoo. It was amazing. He did such a good job with the kids, and I think the parents really liked it too. It was outside, it was drizzling, but that was okay.
That's fantastic.
The kids got a lot of wiggles out, and he will be back in July, and once again in August. So I think
Nice.
he is, Get Moving is Wednesday, July 16th at 1 o'clock. So yeah, he's doing a great job.
That's fantastic.
And then Kathy included her statistics for the month of June, which are all included in the other report. She continues to really offer a great variety of programming to all different ages. The baby open plays are starting to pick up, which is great. She offers them every Friday, whether anybody comes or not. And it's just a nice place for non-walking babies to be able to socialize and for parents to socialize without feeling their infants are going to get trampled or run over. The graphic novel book club is going really well, and her teen challenges, she's having a great turnout for those too. So. Our Hands-on Nature program that we had, Summer Night Sounds, we had 37 people. We actually changed that to an all-ages event because we had a lot of adults come to that too, and we had some really good feedback from that, so that was great. And I know that we revisit this movie situation at the Pearl. We did do away with the Tuesday movies. They weren't working, so we offered a family movie in June. We capped it at 25 people because we did offer pizza. We did it at dinner time, and we actually filled, and we had a wait list for it. So we had 22 people ended up showing up for that, and they loved it. So we're going to try the Minecraft movie in August to go with our theme.
Oh, fun. Very nice.
Yes, yep.
It's nice to see that the take-home crafts are still so popular. Like
People love them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they
I'm
love
so
them.
glad.
And Rachel, our summer intern, what a huge help that she's been. She puts those crafts together for Kathy. She's a great addition to the children's room. She's been a huge help this summer, so I'm really appreciative.
Good, good.
And then the last thing on my list is the budget for FY '25. We have $6.50 left for the year.
Well
So,
done. So proud of you.
The budget closes on Friday, so I will update you again next month. There's a couple things that haven't posted yet, so I think that's where I'm ending. And we also paid down the special loss damage materials account. We expended quite a bit of money out of that at the end of the year.
Fantastic. Any questions at all for Nicole, ladies and gentlemen? Again, I can't thank you enough, Nicole, because I don't even have time to ask a question because you've already got the answers down. So I so appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right, folks, let's move to our subcommittee updates. And Mr. Clark, you did start talking a little bit about Crawford Corner.
I know, I probably said more than I should have, at least at an appropriate time.
No, you were fine.
I don't have anything to add to that, Madam Chair.
Oh, that's fine. So we'll expect to hear from you next month and just see
if
how
we
we
can
make
find
out.
out, yeah.
Okay, and that's no problem at all. Wonderful. And then there was a subcommittee that was working on goal setting.
Goals and objectives. And,
Perfect.
we thank Nicole for taking over most of that, but we did do some brainstorming.
We did.
For a while, and so added on this information that you have here. You can review it. We'll be going on to the employee evaluation,
Okay.
so that'll be added. I don't know if we have a final of that. I know the one you sent over, Nicole, was a draft. So that's why I didn't want to use it at that point, because I didn't know if there was anything else in it that had changed.
Yeah, if anybody wants to add any other special projects to it, definitely.
I think you have enough stuff on here.
I was just going to say, I'm sorry, you've added 6 goals for yourself?
It's all off the strategic plan, so
Okay.
in addition, it's basic, I think, just running of the library stuff, and, but if anybody has anything else they want to add to it, we'll see what we can do.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, I guess we left landscaping off here.
We'll cover you on that one.
She's pretty handy with those clippers, I'll tell you.
I have no doubts. Nope, these look fantastic. Are they just followed up on, like, is there a semi-annual check on these, or is it just at the end of?
We can do a 6-month check-in
Yeah.
to
Okay.
see where we're landing.
Okay.
I think it makes sense. And
Yeah,
we
I
do
think
that
ongoing,
kind
just-
of, yeah.
Anybody can just walk in and say, hey, let's have a little chit chat about what's going
Yeah.
on here.
Yeah, definitely.
So as an employee and as somebody in a management position, I always feel like it's good to go back to set goals, because when the goals were set, it was because you had a specific point that you wanted to get to. So I don't think it's unrealistic to, once you get, 6 months into it, that we stop and say, how are we doing? And are you feeling overwhelmed? Because when we set these up 6 months ago, we were very much like, yes, I think I can do this. And it's okay to say, you know what, this one, I'm not going to be able to get
Yeah,
where I
I
want to be. And I don't want there to be any type of like, oh, shame, like I couldn't get that done. I think it would be really good to check in and be like, you know what, I feel like I've already completed 2 of these goals. I can put these to rest because I'm at the numbers that I want. They are self-sustaining or what have you. And then I'm going to work on these other 3. But this last one, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it where I want it to be.
Yeah.
So if you are acceptable to that, Nicole, I would love to recommend that we maybe touch base like the December or January, and just see how you're doing on goals at that point.
And don't hesitate to turn around and go, y'all are talking differently than when we
Right.
set these goals. Can we revisit these now? Because
Oh, absolutely.
some of these don't make any more sense with the way the board's going. So, we on-board communication. That's,
Yep. Which I have to say that I personally feel like we have very good communication. And I think that it's wonderful, and I think that's one of the reasons that things are so successful at this point, because we have a very good communicator as far as a library director, and you're very willing to share, as we can tell from the paper, you're very willing to share everything that's going on at the library, so I do appreciate that more than you know. But I want you to know that we are behind you to support you with all of these. These are very ambitious, and I have no doubt that you will be very successful. I just don't want you to be like, ugh, I'm at the last, like I'm on the downside, and I don't know if I'm gonna make it, so I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. Please don't misunderstand me.
No, that's great.
Considered a paper-making class.
There's so many classes that I want to
I
do.
know.
There really is. It's so funny.
That's, you need quite a bit. I still have leftovers from the Worcester Art Museum back in the 70s.
Oh my gosh.
It's awesome.
Wonderful. Do we have another subcommittee? Because I know that the other one was just to get your contract put together, so I think that those two are the only ones.
Yeah.
Perfect, so I'm wonderful with that.
And if I could just mention one more thing about staff that I should
Thank
have
you.
mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. We did have somebody leave the Pearl. I want to give her my heartfelt thanks for the 15 years that she spent at the library, giving her heart and soul to the library. It just wasn't, the position wasn't right for her life right now. So she decided to, we'll call it retire. But bottom of our heart, you know, can't be thankful enough. She brought so much joy and crafting and just enthusiasm to the library, so.
Yes.
Agreed.
I know the selectmen, one of the standard things that they have is a letter of appreciation and recognition of someone who's, in this case, retired, I guess we're using the terminology. Is that something we might consider doing as far as that?
Be nice.
That would be nice.
I think there's probably some boilerplate that the town administrator has, and we can
And
work
does
from
do the selectmen do that for all boards? So I mean, should it come from them? Will they, if we request it, will it come from them? As an employee
Well, we
of the
could do
town?
that, and-
I'm just thinking out loud, do they do it for the police, the fire? Do they do it for
They
all
don't
boards?
do it for the
They'll
trustees.
send you a letter of thanks for not running over squirrels.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
as
just
a town
A town
employee, I would
employee,
think that
it'd be
that
nice
she
if
would
she
qualify.
was recognized by
Yes.
the selectmen.
Yeah, it's an unbenefited part-time position, so it's not an official retirement, but yeah.
I mean, 15 years of
Thank you for your
service.
service.
There aren't a
Yeah.
lot of
It-
folks that are.
Right, that will do that.
Stay in the town of Dudley as an employee in any capacity for 15 years. That should be
Absolutely.
recognized.
Okay. How would we go about floating that to the board or to the,
Can you just ask John?
I think that it should come from the Board of Library Trustees.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
That's a good point.
And I'll follow up with you guys.
Yeah, no,
Bring
that's-
the
Just as a thank you from the
contract
board.
over. Maybe that
You're
could be
right. You are correct.
a question that I want to
You
get.
reach out to him?
I will reach out to him.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, I will take care of that. All right. My board member comments and/or observations.
Well, I would first like to say thank you to Nicole and staff for another wonderful year. I really appreciate all the hard work you've put in, and obviously the numbers are a result of your hard work. Really, we're still an exciting, uplifting place, and everything a library should be. Thank
We're
you.
not plateauing, we're growing. It's not like we're plateauing in a good spot. No, we're still on the upward climb, which is fantastic. Just so much fun. I mean, it is, yeah, I have fun in there. We all have fun in there. The whole gang has fun. It's a great place to be.
You can have fun at the meetings.
Yes, that's true too.
Lots of laughs.
Yeah.
Jean, anything you'd like to share?
The numbers reflect your abilities and your staff's abilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. That's great.
All right.
I've got a donut to throw in the ring here.
Yeah.
I know last year we got involved in the recycling sticker thing, which I confess I had some qualms about, but that apparently worked well. Not exactly on the same vein, but maybe similar in some respects. The last municipal election, the turnout was I think
Abysmal.
abysmal might be an appropriate word. And one of the places that gets a lot of traffic in town is the library. And we have early voting. I don't know how many folks avail themselves of that opportunity and manage to find their way to the second floor, but this would be a discussion with the town clerk, certainly. Possibility of allowing people or access to the early voting in the library, at the library as a location.
Are you tying up the Fells room for?
I don't know that
their
we'd need the
time?
Fells room. You're not going to get that number, I don't think. I think in terms of the lobby, it would be sufficient. Anytime I've done the early voting, there's only been a couple of people at most. And believe me, that's no scientific survey by any means. But you can't get people involved. You can't make it easy enough for people, short of, I guess, knocking on their doors and asking them to please vote. And the only place that I can think of in terms of town, as far as traffic is concerned, other than Park and Shop, if you will, is the library. And we have this accommodation now where there's this early voting as a possibility for folks. Just to keep people involved, to keep the town interest. Again, if it goes down to any fewer than the 403 that they had, it might as well just have an open meeting here one evening and do it all.
Couple questions.
Yeah.
I've never early voted. I've been absentee, but I've never early voted. Who has to be sitting at the desk? Does it have to be?
I think we'd have to have someone from the town
Oh, yeah.
clerk's office.
Town
clerk's
I mean, it would be
office, that's what I'm
for a
saying.
limited time, maybe a
Yep.
couple of hours on a given day or a given days, hopefully.
Right now,
It-
they have it all day.
Right.
Can they
I know.
designate that to one of the hired people that runs the elections? I don't know.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
asking.
it's probably would be.
Because
I've seen-
obviously we can't
I've
ask the
seen-
staff to do more.
No, no, no,
We
no.
can't ask them to run an election, but I just said we have questions.
It
Questions
does-
to ask.
Well, I think it would be somewhat unique. I don't think other towns are doing this, and it will bring more attention to the library, if nothing else, that it is now a polling station as well as a library, if you will. And if you look at the list of people who were just reappointed to the election board, I mean, there was the phone book, pretty much, or at least 20, I would say.
I'm
And
just wondering if we have to have an official.
No, we-
Lori has to be there or in the building, or does she have, I don't know. Questions.
It would be a discussion, obviously, with the
yeah.
town clerk to see it, and she might just say it's not feasible, you can't do it,
Yeah.
and that may be the end of
Exactly.
it, but just throwing the thought out there as a possibility.
Yeah, if it could be done without interfering with the staffing, and we could, I think it'd be kind of, as you say, it would bring a new light to our library, like, okay, we have a polling station
If we
down
could do
there.
recycling stickers, and that
That's a
involved the
little
staff.
Yeah.
This would, I think, probably be with the aegis of the town clerk.
It would always involve the staff, it always does.
Well, yeah, but I think, as I conceive this, it would be primarily the responsibility of the town clerk's office, with minimal involvement from the staff, other than that's where you go, over there,
Right.
that kind of thing. I would envision that to be the case, if you will.
So my mom does work up in Maine at her town hall when they have the early voting.
Okay.
And so she is actually one of the election volunteers and has been doing it for years. And they throw it out to the volunteers and say, is there anyone who is able to give us a couple of hours or what have you? And they have a listed, rotation, if you will. And I think that they do it maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 days during the 2 weeks prior to, or even the month prior to the actual election.
Right.
And that's kind of how it's run. But we could absolutely throw it, to Lori and see if it's something that Dudley would be interested in having involvement with. Because I think that the goal would really be to get higher numbers of involved voters.
I'd be willing to talk to Lori.
Oh, you
to
would,
see-
great.
Yeah, to see
Okay.
what she, how she would envision that happening, and if it would be possible, and then also including talking to Nicole about
Yeah, I think that's
what,
important.
how, after talking to Lori about how it would interface
Impact
with.
Does it make
the
sense?
library,
Yeah.
yes.
Certainly, it would obviously involve the partnership or some
Sure.
collaboration. We
Sure.
don't want to impose anything upon you, but it would be, I think, a good idea if we could define the parameters somewhat.
Yeah,
Very
see if
good.
it's
And the
even,
legalities
seems
too.
possible, sure, sure.
Is
I'm
that-
sure there,
There's a whole half a page on it.
Yeah, we can definitely talk after Lori. I mean, there's probably a lot of moving parts that we are so unaware of.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think-
Security
Might not even be
and,
allowed, who knows?
I'll just start
Yeah.
a conversation with her, see if it's
Exactly.
possible, and then I'd come and talk to you. And
Looks great. Thank you so much, Jean.
Yeah.
The only other thing, I'm gonna throw another
Go
one.
ahead, Richard. I wasn't gonna cut you off.
The parking lot, have we given some consideration, any consideration to having that sealed?
No.
Maybe reline. I know we talked about parking and additional
Yeah.
parking, but upgrading what we
Maintaining.
have, maintaining what we have might be a thought as well.
Under the highway department?
Yeah, good luck. No,
they've done it in the
I'm being
past.
facetious in saying that, but I don't know. I guess we could, but we went to suburban landscaping, we didn't do the highway department there. I think we could get it done more quickly
With an
if
outside
we
source.
did it. What the cost would be, obviously, you would have to find out what that is. I could, I have a problem, I can check with Amanda and MJ and see if they're interested in doing it. I don't know that they've ever sealed anything.
They have in the past.
They have?
yeah.
At the library? Oh, okay.
and then we'd have to get the parking lot restriped too,
Yeah.
so that's
That's
separate.
Yes.
When was the
right.
last time they've done
It
it?
was quite a while ago.
Quite a while ago?
Yeah.
And it was sealed? Only because my husband is anti-sealing because it doesn't always allow the water
I don't
to
know.
drain down through.
I don't know that it was sealed.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
I
believe
honestly
it was
don't
sealed.
remember.
I was spoiled. I grew up on a driveway that was concrete.
Ours is stone and
So,
gravel.
yep.
All right.
My husband has always, like, we've never had ours sealed. It's just the hard top that was put down.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just, so this could be a lesson for Kate.
Yeah.
Well, it would be a
That's-
two-step thing, as I envision it, with, the sealing of it and the relining of it.
Mhm.
I know we've got the emblems for the electric
Yeah,
vehicles.
yeah.
Some of those things are starting to fade.
Okay.
So, at some point, they've become unrecognizable, but
Mhm.
we're not there yet, thankfully. I could check with MJ and see if they would do that. I don't know that the town has ever done that. Honestly, it may have been years ago, but we've had a number of different folks in that capacity since then, so.
I'm sure that we'll have to be prepared to pay for that.
I was gonna say.
And then if we're paying
I
for
would
it,
think we
I'm
might as well
sure.
get quotes
Yeah.
at this
Mhm.
point, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
I-
paying
I-
for everything else with the town, which is fine, but we
Yeah.
might as well get some numbers, because this is gonna be a costly item, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, it won't be cheap, nothing is.
No, but it's part of our maintenance.
maintenance,
It's our
yeah.
maintenance.
I agree.
So I have parking lot sealing, carpet cleaning, maybe oil the parking lot, I don't know, and flagpole repainting
Oh,
for
Yeah.
3 outdoor projects.
Yeah, we were gonna try to involve the fire department in the parking.
I'm not
lot.
asking the fire department to pay the flagpole.
No?
I know that the highway department has a lift.
Yeah,
I've been talking to MJ about that a little bit. Again, they're very short-staffed. I mean, I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna go out and get a quote and see what it costs, honestly.
it's a shame that all these things keep coming back to the highway department, which is the
Right.
weak link.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's, I guess, the way it is.
Okay, can I bring up the meeting schedule date for November as a Wednesday, the 12th? Jackie said that there is a planning board meeting scheduled for 7 o'clock that evening, so we'd have to be out by 6:55. If we want to keep that date,
3 minutes.
could we meet at 6 instead of 6:15?
Sure.
I can make myself available.
Okay.
And that's November what, Pat?
12th,
12th. okay.
that's a Wednesday.
6 PM.
Because the
then.
11th is holiday.
Yes.
Correct. Perfect. Richard mentioned something, and then we can wrap up. These will be my comments. The recycling dump stickers, are they available at the library again
No.
this year? They are not.
They will be, they're not available now, they'll be available in September. So there's 3 dates that are posted on the Town of Dudley website. We have the dates at the desk. I
That's
think
fine.
it's this Saturday and then 2 Saturdays after, then they'll be in the selectman's office for a month, and then they'll come to the library in September.
Perfect, only because I know that now we are in July and it's
Yes.
time to get your renewal, so I just wanted to make sure
This
that it was discussed in this forum.
Yeah. The stickers are good until July, the end of July.
31st, yep.
Yep.
This has September, April, June, yes, 31.
Summer months go by fast.
That they
Yeah,
do.
they do.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can buy them at the dump for the next 3 weeks, and then they will go to Selectman's office, and then they will be available at the library
In September.
in September.
In September.
Perfect. Okay, that's wonderful. Everybody good?
Yes.
Sweet. Might I have a motion, please?
Madam Chair, if it's in order, I would move that we adjourn.
Excellent, thank you, Mr. Clark. Could I have a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Corch. I always,
All in favor?
thank you. All in favor, please?
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye. Excellent. And no
Are adjourned.